And welcome back to the Hayes FM. You're listening to Linda Pinizzato of the Condo Expert. Today's discussion's having to do with giving you some extra knowledge about condominiums. Do you ever sit back and wonder, close your eyes, envision even downtown Mississauga or envision downtown Toronto and try to reflect back 2005. What did you see? I'll tell you, what you saw then and what you see today is like night and day. We have a wonderful province. We really do. We have a tremendous amount of multiculturalism. We open our doors to new people coming into our country. We're embracing, it was funny. I was just speaking to someone about different foods. I love Jamaican food. Love it. Ackee and saltfish. Just love it. Amazing. Used to be pizza, but that's gone down the hill now. So that's where I'm at. And, just going around to different restaurants and seeing the multiculturalism we have with all the different things that are available to us is just fabulous. Shawarmas. I remember when you'd have to drive like 30, 40 minutes to get to a place that would sell shawarmas. Now you've got them about every 2 or 3 miles apart. It's awesome. They're great. And they're healthy. That's the key thing. They're very healthy. So we've embraced multiculturalism, and as people come into the country, it's really difficult for them to just find themselves into a big, 2-story solid brick double car garage home. They have to go through the process, and the process means affordable housing that has to be at the doorstep, and also condominiums because it is the beginning marketplace of the real estate market. So that's why we've had a tremendous amount of growth. And we're going to continue to see growth. There's no question about that. And with the growth, we want to make sure that we can all survive and we cannot have the same kind of crash situation that I mentioned that actually happened, back in 1987. And I was in there. I was selling real estate at the time. I can give you the play-by-play of what exactly went down, even to the point of understanding why it happened. But today we have interest rates today that are like 2 3/4, 3%. We have interest rates that are no longer fixed terms. We have variable rates that will fluctuate with the marketplace. We have new guidelines for ownership. At one point, our government even allowed no money down. You could literally go and buy a house and not have a penny to your name, but you did have to have the fees to close the deal. But you could buy with no money down. So they've taken that away. You can buy with 5% down, sort of, kind of, whatever. It's really not the typical. Typical today is 10% down. And that will put you into a Canada Mortgage and Housing Corporation structure. So when you go out and you qualify for a mortgage, they don't just look at the monies for your mortgage, but they also look at the monies that it's going to cost you in the maintenance fees. So that's why we need to look at the past. And some buildings out there have really, really struggled with the increases on their maintenance fees. So, it's fine and dandy to be impressed about new construction because as far as you're aware, the maintenance fees are being advertised as being incredibly low. And you've been out to see some resale products and you think, wow, why would I want to touch that when meanwhile I can buy new construction? The maintenance fees are incredibly low. Let me tell you, there's no guarantee on that maintenance fees. What you're seeing and what you may potentially get could very well be two different things. There is no inflationary amounts on maintenance fees. There's no restrictive amounts put on maintenance fees. So whatever's being advertised is what it's supposed to be for the first year. And the Condo Act steps in if there's a deficit in the building relating to the fact that the costs were more than what the maintenance fees gave. The builder needs to step back and top it up. And I've spoken to you about this in the past shows because now all of a sudden you have yourself an increase. So when you made the decision to buy new, and if you made the decision based on a low maintenance fee, you may find that that decision doesn't reflect what actually happens. We really seriously need condo owners to pay attention and learn more information because the Condo Owners Association is a voice, but you know what? The bigger voice is the 1.3 million condo owners in the province of Ontario. That's the bigger voice. But the COA can speak on your behalf. And when I say we is because I am the founder of the Condo Owners Association. And I started it strictly because gave you a little bit of the experience of my background. It'll tell you, watching the marketplace and seeing where it's headed, it's obvious that it had to happen. We had to have an association that's going to represent condo owners. So if I go into 2005, the price per square foot was actually still at a point where you could buy new construction, and when the deal closed, you actually knew that you had made money. 2006, I would actually say the same thing. And 2007, absolutely. Okay, but now the question is, how much cushion is in there an increase anymore? Because I really don't see a whole lot. I'm seeing a lot of condominiums out there that are selling for $600 a square foot, and then the resale market is actually selling for less. So if you're paying $600 a square foot today and you're expecting to close in 3 years from now and make money, how do you do that if the resale market prices are actually lower than the new home construction prices? I think it actually should be the other way around. So when you look at value and you try to make a decision about buying between new construction and resale construction, you've got to take a look and you've actually got to project new construction for the future, because you're not getting it today. All you're doing is you're putting down a deposit and you're saying, hey, you know what? I like this place. I'm going to give you this amount of money so that you hold it for me. So you go off, you go build it. When you get it all completely or mostly done so that I can then move into it, occupancy, let me know. I'll give you the rest of the deposit in the terms that you've laid out to me, because if I do change those terms, chances are you may not decide that you want to sell it to me. So I agree to those terms. We're all good. I'll sit back and hang out and wait. I'll pay my rent. And one day I'll get the notice from your lawyers telling me that we are going to go into what's called occupancy. So I'll leave where I'm paying my rent right now. And I actually have a good amount because, the rent reviews have stopped my landlord from increasing my rent. It's awesome. Do you know that it'll go from 1.5 to 3.5%? That's it. So if, say, you're renting a condominium and you're $1,500 a month, it's restrictive of how much. The government restricts the owners about how much they can increase that rent. So there is restrictions in place for the landlord and the tenant situation, but there is no restrictions in place to put some kind of an inflationary clause to put more governance on the builders so that after that, just that 1 year, you don't have a tremendous increase on your maintenance fees for the second and the third and the fourth and the fifth year. I've got a brainstorm idea. My brainstorm idea? I really seriously think that while we're in the midst of our Condo Act review, I think that it's extremely important to put an inflationary clause on that maintenance fee so that the builder is now accountable for the second and the third year. It takes 3 years for a proper, sustainable financial package of the building, because you don't know what's going to come available in the first and second and third year. The first year is so minimalistic. The second and the third is when you actually start to see a lot of the problems that could step forward. And that's when you need the protection. And you certainly need the protection in your pocketbooks. Like, do you want to have a 15% increase on your maintenance fees, or 20 or 25? You can't afford that. We've got so much happening right now. Every time we turn around, there's something else happening in the news. And we need money. We need a transit system that works. We had Metrolinx in here a few weeks back. Their proposal to provide a fantastic rail system and everything that they have in line right now to move forward is amazing. I personally was down at the Metrolinx office, I guess about 3 weeks ago. And on behalf of the Mississauga Real Estate Board, I'm their government relations chair, and our past president, Fozzie Matter, and also Mike Ursini, who's also a director and a member of the Government Relations Committee. We were down at Metrolinx, and we were able to get a really strong idea of what the whole proposal was about, the benefits, and the financial structure, I have to admit, is a bit of a concern. But there is absolutely no question that people are tired of living in their vehicles. And the congestion of traffic is unbearable. It's just ridiculously unbearable everywhere. So this province has to step forward. The Metrolinx plan has to come to fruition. And it's a plan over an extended amount of years. But what it also means is that our government is going to have to find ways to find money. And I will tell you that the land transfer tax, the proposal that's been put on the table, and the municipalities are actually looking, and I believe that in some degree, Mississauga right now on the land transfer tax is at the forefront, because our mayor seems to be extremely keen on believing that this is the answer to obtaining more finances into the city. Is not the answer. It is not the answer. So our provincial government now has to take a look at the Municipal Act, because now they've got to make a decision as to whether or not they want to enforce land transfer tax all across the province and yet hit all the home buyers, so that every single time they go and buy a house, not only do they have moving expenses, but they have all these different expenses, and now they have two taxes, not just one. That is not the answer. And that will hit the condominium world. Maybe the answer is you've got to drive it in a different direction. But I will say that if condo owners out there have a risk on their second and third year of an increase, an extended amount of increase on their maintenance fees, and if they are new purchasers of condominiums, plus they have the land transfer tax, that is not going to help our entire economy. Not our real estate economy. This has nothing to do with trying to protect real estate agents. Has absolutely nothing. The sales are going to go down. Everything's going to be the way it always has. I've seen it since 1979. It's a no-brainer. 33 years later, we will have movement. There's no question about that. The affordability is the issue. Do you know how many people get hired after somebody moves and they go in, they do renovations, they do this, they do that? There's consumer spending. You want to buy into a property, you want to decorate it. You go over to HomeSense, you go over to the Bay, you go to Sears, you want to have money so you can go and purchase products for your brand new place. You can't have any of that if you're going to be driven to death here with expenses when it relates to all these increases in your maintenance fees, plus you get hit with a land transfer tax, an additional municipal land transfer tax. So while we're busy talking about trying to get money, what we need to do is we need the whole policy forum of the Condo Act review to take a very, very strong look at the maintenance fee structure and create some degree of consumer protection for condominium owners, not just after the first year, but the second and the third. A 3-year platform has to be on the table. If you agree, please email info@coaontario.com. We want to hear from you. We need to hear from you, actually. The strength of the condo owners is so incredibly strong out there, but there's apathy. You've got to push away the apathy. It's your time to step forward and understand what's going on. This radio show is the shout out to the condo owners across the province so that they will learn more. And if you're not a condo owner, don't worry about it. You know what? Somebody you know is. So listen to the show. This is Linda Pinizzato at the Hayes FM, the Condo Expert. We'll be right back.
Linda Pinizzato. She's not your typical realtor. She's your real estate counselor, teacher, and advisor. Whether it's a house, townhome, or condo, when you're ready, she's your negotiator. With 34 years of experience, Linda guarantees that you have the real estate knowledge you need to make the right decisions. Call Linda Pinizzato at Sutton Group Quantum Realty, 416-561-7373, or visit her at lindapinizzato.com.
Hello there, it's Linda Pinizzato of the Condo Expert. And, I have to thank you for tuning in to Connect Me Radio. Every week we have the shows, Wednesday and Friday nights at 7 p.m. And you can also listen to podcasts, Linda Pinizzato /Buzzsprout.com. And also iTunes. Just type in Linda Pinizzato or Condo Expert. One thing I want to mention is, although the name is Condo Expert, I try to touch a lot of different subjects because, one thing revolves to the next. I mean, you can talk about condos, you can talk about single-family homes, you can talk about the market, the economy. You can talk about, last week it was about bugs and pest control. We've talked about mortgage financing, lawyers, the Condo Act review, what's going on with our city hall, people, municipalities, provincial government. Today, the episode's been about modular homes. We touched on mobile homes. There isn't a subject that I can't touch on. And if you are interested in listening to something that has tweaked your mind and you just can't find the real information, please email linda@lindapinizzato.com, because this is where you're going to get the information. And it's fun, it's exciting, and at any given time, just type in condoexpert.com and it will give you the total rundown of all the shows that have been out there. There's over 200 shows. Now's the time to learn more. As a realtor for the last 35 years, I've been so fortunate to learn so many different things about everything that we have talked about, and I'm here to help you. So thank you so much for tuning in. You're listening to Linda Pinizzato at the Condo Expert. Hope to hear from you soon, and have a wonderful, fabulous day.
Oh, my computer crashed.
Oh no, I've got a virus.
Oh, no way, no internet connection. Do you need help? Call IT Mayday, 647-977-7113. ITMayday.com.